Look, everyone talks about cultural exchange like it's some harmless goodwill exercise, a soft diplomacy flavor to sprinkle on global issues. But that's bullshit. Cultural exchange, it can either be the glue that holds us together or the spark that sets everything on fire. The problem is most people don't get it. They see it as a checkbox on some diversity report or a fancy dinner with foreign guests. But real cultural exchange, deep, messy, uncomfortable cultural exchange, hits your ego in the gut. It forces you to confront stuff you'd rather ignore, and yeah, that's scary. But here's the brutal truth: ignoring the hard parts, that's how conflicts start. Those unspoken resentments, misunderstandings, and assumptions don't disappear because you ignore them. They grow, they rot. So if your goal is peace, if your mission is to build something real that lasts, you've got to approach cultural exchange like it's a boardroom battlefield. Stop playing nice just to be polite. Start demanding honesty about the differences that make us uncomfortable. Push your teams, your partners, your board to get beyond surface level appreciation and wrestle with real values clashing. The single biggest mistake founders and leaders make? Thinking everybody will just get it if you slap on a few cross cultural workshops or holiday celebrations. That's weak leadership. You need to provoke dialogue that feels inconvenient, that challenges the narrative your team tells itself. Because when you do that, you don't just build tolerance, you build resilience. You build the kind of global understanding that isn't wiped away when a crisis hits. Look at the world's biggest messes: trade wars, political rifts, even violent conflicts. They didn't explode out of nowhere. They festered because nobody was willing to look at the hard truths beneath the surface. Cultural exchange, done right, tears down the walls that let unfounded fear and ignorance grow. It's not about erasing differences or pretending you don't have tough conversations about identity, history, or ambition. It's about making those conversations impossible to avoid. So here's what you've got to do. Don't settle for cultural exchange that feels safe. Create spaces where failure is expected, where people must take emotional and intellectual risks. Hire or partner with people who know how to challenge the status quo, not to break things for drama, but to force growth. Build feedback loops that capture the friction, not just smiles and polite nods. Invest time in understanding opposing views deeply, even if it feels like it sets you back. Because trust me, superficial harmony is a ticking time bomb. This takes guts. It's messy and uncomfortable. But it's the only way to prevent cultural exchange from turning into yet another tool for conflict. And here's the real kicker: this isn't just about avoiding disaster. When you get this right, you unleash power nobody sees coming. You build networks that don't just survive crises, they turn them into breakthroughs. Investors start seeing markets where others see chaos. Founders find global partners who don't just speak their language, but make their vision stronger. Professionals become the rare connectors who turn cultural friction into firepower for innovation. You're not just avoiding war, you're creating something fundamentally better. You're challenging everyone to drop their scripts, look each other in the eye, and deal with the real stuff that culture touches: values, fears, dreams, and ambitions. This is strategic globalization in its rawest form. It's not about flattening the world or erasing differences. It's about transcending borders by facing what divides us and using that to create something stronger. So if you want to stop conflicts before they start, stop treating culture like a surface level game. Dive in, make it hard, make it real, and make it uncomfortable. Because the moment you stop avoiding the mess, you start building the future. And that future? It's going to belong to those who get this right first. No excuses, no shortcuts, no safe zones. If you're ready to lead that charge, you're already ahead of everyone else pretending this is easy. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and open the featured link to discover more.